Hey y'all, it's Tony, the warrior healer from Ropes and Wings. I hope you're all doing incredible today. And I just want to hop on here and introduce this session that I'm going to play for you today. It's an incredible session, packed full of information. The biggest messages we got from this session was to go within and trust your inner voice, your inner self, and do not be afraid. The biggest message we got from this. But as I said, the session is packed full of great information. That being said, only take what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate with you, don't take it. These sessions are individual for each client. They have great messages in that are similar, but it's based on the client's reality. So only take what resonates with you. In this session, we go through some great information. We talk about the false light and how we can trust whether the light is the proper and true light. Because, of course, we're not told when we die what we should do. So you'll get some good help there. Also, again, just like trusting information, good information on how you know if the information that you're getting is good and true just by the feelings. So perfect information there. We find out why this client had a spider phobia. We find out why she had a phobia of the dark. We also have talk about some ascension symptoms she was having, so having some heart pains and why they are occurring, because you'll find out that. Also, we talk a bit about the jabs here and what's going to happen when that information about the jabs comes out. Very interesting. The biggest message is do not be afraid. We know what's going on. So we talk a little bit about the matrix. We talk a lot about protections and how we can protect ourselves. This client worked in TV and production, so she's always on her device, always had devices, always was working with devices. So we had a lot of AI that we had to take off on the front end. And then we find out how we can best protect ourselves to keep from these hitchhikers getting onto us. And that we talk about protecting the devices. We talked about protecting ourselves, which is all great, important information for everybody. We also have some tips on how best we can move into 5D. So this has been an incredible session. I wanted you guys to hear it. I want to get it out on YouTube. The personal information's edited out of it, and so you might have some jumps in the video or whatever, but we have to edit out the personal information, names and such. So, but enjoy the video. Like always, if you'd like to book a session with me, I'll put the link in the description so you can go right to the website and book a session. Also, the tuning forks I use in the session, I'll put a link there so you can go there and get tuning forks if you'd like to use tuning forks, the digital format. And again, if you have any questions on these sessions or any questions for that matter, send me a message. I love to talk about it. I love to answer questions. And another good place to get questions answered or to hear us discuss these sessions and anything that's happening is our live Tuesday talks that I do with Heather and Kaz on this month. It's going to be November 29th. So look forward to seeing you all soon. And I love you all. I'll talk to you soon. And the
My
white,
crown, my crown head feels very, very heavy. My
beautiful,
crown of my head.
the crown, this heaviness. Let's have
Mm.
Archangel Michael place his net of white light around the crown, around this heaviness in the crown, all the way around where this energy exists. And as we focus deeper on that heaviness in the crown, what color do you sense this to be?
Red.
And I'd like to speak to this red energy that is causing heaviness in the crown. If I speak to it, what would it say?
I'm not going.
Why is it that you say you're not going?
I like it here.
I understand that you like it here, but this is a free will universe and you do not have permission to be there. Tell me a bit about yourself. Do you have a name that I can call you?
John,
John, how old are you, John?
40, 43.
And John, at 43, what happened to your human body? What year is it for you?
The year is 1920.
Hmm. And what happened in 1920 for you to leave the human body? Caused you to leave the human body?
I had an accident in a factory.
Hmm. What happened in this accident in the factory?
My head was decapitated.
Mm-hmm.
I was checking inside the fire,
Hmm.
the furnace,
Yes.
and then it was like a chain I'm seeing
Hmm.
that came down and decapitated my head.
Yes. And when you come out of the human body and you saw that body laying there, what did you do next? Where did you go?
I stayed there
Hmm.
and I went to the next person I could see
Yes.
because I was in such shock of what had happened.
Yes.
And I went to a friend and went into my friend's body. I stood behind him and stayed there
Hmm.
because I was scared.
I understand it's a very scary time. We're going to have the archangels gather around you. They're going to help heal you. You are whole. Going to help heal you so we can get more of your story. How is it that you found this one? How did you find this one?
Uh, because she is a preacher's daughter
Hmm.
and she had a cemetery.
Hmm.
They lived in a chapel and the cemetery was behind them. And
Yes.
she was a little girl.
Hmm.
And I loved her purity and innocent.
Yes.
And I went into her. I wanted to feel pure and innocent again.
Yes. And John,
I meant her no harm.
I understand that, and it's okay, John. I know you didn't mean any harm. But what
I've been
issues?
here for a long, long time.
I
And I
see.
love her.
Hmm. And I'm glad that she kept you safe. She is a very bright light and a very strong, pure person. But what issues, and I know you didn't mean to, but what issues have you been causing this one since you've attached to her?
Headaches.
Hmm.
She's very strong-minded.
Yes.
So you can't change her mind a lot, but sometimes I can.
Hmm. And
Um,
why would you want to change her mind?
I wanted to drink alcohol,
Uh-huh.
but she doesn't anymore.
Yes.
I'd like her to eat more sugars,
Hmm.
but she doesn't anymore.
Hmm.
There's some kind of a barrier that's happened with her. I can't get her to do some things I was able to do before.
Yes.
There's a change in her,
Hmm.
and she ignores me. She ignores the inner voice I have, but the only thing, and I have been a bit mean lately, is the headaches.
Yes.
I floor her with the headaches.
Uh-huh. And why is it that you cause these headaches on her?
It's just that I want her to recognize that I'm there. She
Hmm.
doesn't realize that there's somebody there.
Yeah. And that's okay. Is there any other issues that you're causing this one so we can help you heal and help heal her heal?
I give her some insecurities, but
Hmm.
she's getting too strong-minded for the insecurities, but she had them when she was younger.
Yes, I see. And John, we're going to help you out today. We're going to help you to get out of this one. Does that sound good to you?
But I don't want to go.
I understand that you don't want to go. We're going to have the angels are gathered around you. Do you feel their presence? I'm going to share our love and light with you. What do they tell you that you can benefit if you go with us and go back home to the light where you were supposed to go? What do they tell you?
I'm happy here.
I know that you're happy there. And she's a very comforting person. But what do they show you and what do they tell you that your journey can be like if you detach from this one and go back home where you're supposed to go?
But I don't want to go.
Well, what do they tell you? What do they show you your journey could be like?
They show me a better life
Hmm.
of being whole again
Yes.
and seeing this bright light ahead.
Hmm. And if you do that and you go get healed, if you choose to, you could come back in another human body and go on another journey where you wouldn't have to control this one to get what you need. What do you think about that?
Maybe.
Hmm. Let's have them show you something else. What else would help you to make that decision? What do they show you?
They're showing me some friends,
Hmm.
people
Yes.
to talk to, because it is lonely in here.
Hmm. Yes. You need that connection. You need to be heard. Let's do this, John. Let's go back to that day in the factory when you come out of the human body so traumatically. And Kuan Yin and Raphael are there to heal you so you can help. I want you to look around this time instead of finding your friend and standing with your friend and then finding this one in the cemetery. I want you to look around. I want you to look around for the lightest source. It'll pull you towards it like many, many strings or many magnets. It'll draw you towards it. Tell me when you find that light, John.
Okay, I've come out of my body
Hmm.
and now I'm standing looking
Yes.
and I feel a pull of light pulling me back.
Yes. Beautiful. And I want you to turn and face that light, John. Face that light. And the angels will help you focus in on that light. Who do you see in that light?
I see a beautiful woman,
Hmm.
and that was my wife at the time.
Beautiful. What does your wife say to you, John?
She tells me to come and she
Yeah.
loves me.
Uh-huh. She's missed
And,
you. You've missed her.
and she tells me not to be scared
Hmm.
and just to come and to follow my heart and not to be scared.
Yes. What do you think about that, John?
I would like to go and
Beautiful.
see my wife again.
Beautiful. Well, we're going to help you, John. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. I'm going to send a pulse of blue light through the net. It's going to help you to disconnect. I'd like you to take all your energy and place it into that net so we can gently lift you out. And the angels will help you to dislodge and remove your energy from this one. I want this one to take her energy back and feel this energy of John lift off as we do this. 3, sending a pulse of light through the net, sending it through. It might tickle a little bit, John, but it's going to help you to detach. I want you to place all that in the net, placing all your energy into that net, John. Beautiful. It's all in the net. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out, and 1, out in the lightest source with his wife and the angels. But before you go, John, is there anything you would like to tell this one?
I loved you and I didn't mean you any harm. And I'm sorry for the headaches I've been causing you deliberately. I'm sorry.
Beautiful. Thank you, John. Is there anything this one would like to tell John before he goes?
John, I love you. I understand. I wish you all the best on your way.
Beautiful. And as we cut that final cord between these two, cutting that final cord between these two, and we watch John go with his wife into the light of source to receive healing and continue on his journey, what color can we place there for healing for you?
Yellow.
Beautiful. And as I strike the tuning fork for the color yellow, I'd like you to place that frequency there. Place that frequency there. Placing it into the crown. Those negative feelings that you received from this energy of John just falling away as it swirls outward. The cells come back online. It opens back up. Your connection comes in. Your connection, the higher consciousness comes back. Your intuition, your decision making, all coming flooding back in. Beautiful. Archangel Raphael is going to continue to heal this area as we. How does that feel since we lifted that energy of John off?
Much lighter.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and continue with the scan as Archangel Raphael assists with the healing of that crown. Let's continue with our scan and look for any low frequency, low vibrational energy that should not be there, any pain or discomfort, feelings or sensations. Let me know if you find anything.
I feel like there's something in the throat.
Mm-hmm. And what sensation do you get in the throat?
Like a tickly cough, like I want to cough.
Mm-hmm. This tickling cough, let's have Archangel Michael place his net of white light around this tickling cough in the throat, all the way around where this energy is attached. And as we focus deeper on that energy that's causing the tickling in the throat, what color do you sense this to be?
I see two colors, a blue and a pink.
Mm-hmm. And as we focus deeper on this blue and pink energy that's causing the tickling in the throat, if it had anything to say, what would it say?
Leave me alone.
Mm-hmm. I understand that you want me to leave you alone. Why is it? What are you doing there in this one?
Living my life.
Mm-hmm. And do you have a name that I can call you?
No, no name.
No name. Do you ever remember a time of having a human body?
Oh, many, many years ago.
Yes. There must have been a name that they called you.
I didn't like my name.
Hmm. What would you like me to call you?
You can call me Fred.
Okay, Fred. How old are you, Fred?
I'm about 55.
Mm-hmm. What year is it for you, Fred?
42. 1942.
And Fred, in 1942, when you were 55 years old, what happened that caused you to come out of your human body?
I didn't like my life and I committed suicide.
Yes,
I hung myself.
I see. And when you hung yourself and you come out of the human body, what happened next? What'd you do next?
I regretted it,
Mm-hmm.
but it was too late.
Yes.
My wife found me
Mm-hmm.
and the children who were small.
Yes.
They tried to revive me, but it was too late.
Yes. And then what did you do next after they couldn't revive your body and you couldn't get back in your body?
I left the house and I went into kind of a warehouse.
Mm-hmm.
And anytime I saw a person, it wasn't this one, and I went into their body.
Mm-hmm. And then how did you find this one? What was going on in her life when you found her?
She went out with somebody who wasn't very nice,
Uh-huh. Yes.
and I preferred her to him,
Mm-hmm.
so I went into her body.
Yes.
I haven't been in here that long,
Uh-huh.
but I like it.
Yes. She's a very strong light and very comfortable place to be. And I know you didn't mean to, Fred, but what issues have you been causing this one since you've been there with her?
I sometimes get her to say things that she shouldn't say. It comes
Mhm.
out,
Yes.
but lately she doesn't raise to the bait.
Uh-huh. And what else? You're getting her to say things that she doesn't want to say, but what else are you doing?
I cause pain
Hmm.
in the neck and the shoulder for her.
Yes.
That's the main things I do.
Yeah. And why is it that you get her to say things that you wanted
For
her to say
fun,
for fun?
bored.
Yeah, you're bored. Are you there by yourself or are you with any other beings?
There's a few of us.
There's a few. And are you the spokesman for these other ones? Are
Yeah,
they the same location?
yeah.
Do they have a story that they need to tell me, or can you tell me?
They're more AI,
Hmm.
and because Mary's job is a lot with computers and stuff,
Yes.
they seem to Mary seems to attract people through the computer.
Uh-huh. I see.
And she does live on her iPad now with podcasts and that kind of thing.
Yes.
So there's more AI in her.
Hmm. And she's attracting this AI, or she's had this AI, and this is attracting other beings.
She's attracting the AI.
Hmm. I see. And do you control this AI, or is this operating separate of you, Fred?
I used to control it, but there's far more that's come in.
Hmm.
So they're separate as well.
Yes. I see. Well, thank you for that. We'll take care of those as well. They're in the net as well as we'll take care of those in a minute. Fred, I'd like to help you out so you can get out of this one. It's getting difficult. You're very bored. We're going to try to help you back home. Is that okay with you?
But is there anything better for me?
We'll have
I
the
hope it won't be less boring.
uh, let's have the angels. The angels are gathering around you right now at this time. We're going to share love and light with you. They have a message for you of what you can expect when you detach from this one. They're going to show you and tell you what your journey will be like after you detach from this one. What do they show you?
Showing me a golden light,
Hmm.
and they're showing me a room,
Yes.
and there's a book.
Hmm.
And this book will make me understand what happened in my other life, that I
Yes.
can accept
Hmm.
why I did what I did.
Yes.
And it was to do with my soul path at that time.
Hmm. And is there a title to this book, or is this concerning just your soul path?
It's just my soul path.
I see. And so they can help you, that can help you to understand why you chose that way.
Yeah, I was a very nice person,
Hmm.
and there was money issues, and I committed suicide.
Yes.
But I've been in people's bodies, being mean,
Uh-huh.
because I couldn't forgive myself for what I did to my wife and my children.
Yes. The angels are going to help. They're gathered around you. They're going to help heal you. You're whole. You can forgive and forgive yourself too, but they will help you with this book. Are you ready to go home, back home to source where you are supposed to go?
Yes, yes, I am.
Beautiful. Now, Fred, what I want you to do is on that day that you left the human body, when you hung yourself, instead of leaving the house, what I want you to do is I want you to look around. I want you to look around for that light as source. It'll draw you towards it like many magnets. It'll pull you towards it. Tell me when you find that light.
I've seen it.
Hmm. And why is it that you didn't go to that light on that day?
I didn't see it
Hmm.
because my wife and my children came in
Hmm. I see.
and they tried to revive me.
Yeah,
And I was in such disgust with myself, I had to just leave.
I see. I understand. What I'd like you to do, Fred, is instead of leaving, I want you to look and focus in on that light. And the angels will help you to focus in on that light. Who is it that you see that's in that light waiting for you?
In the room where the book is, on the table, on a chair,
Hmm.
my wife and my children are surrounding the table and chair, waiting for me
Beautiful. What do they say to you?
to come.
Are you ready to go to them, Fred?
Yes, I am. And they say
Beautiful.
how much they loved me and how they missed me, but they accepted what I did
Hmm.
and they forgive me.
Beautiful. In a moment, I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through the net. This is going to help you to detach, Fred. It might tickle a little bit, but it'll help you to detach. I want you to place all your energy into that net so we can gently lift you out. And can you help us with those AIs that are in there with you? Can you help us to take those as well? Or
Yes, I will.
do we need to take and transmute those?
I'll try and take, there is a lot. I shouldn't
Mhm.
be telling you this, but there's a lot. But I'll try and take as much as I can.
Okay. We're going to have Archangel Metatron and Zadkiel assist you. They're going to transmute any of the AIs. They're going to disable them and disconnect them. And that blue light is going to disconnect it as well. So I want you to help the angels place all those AIs into that net. And I want this one to feel this energy and all these AIs lift off as we do this. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, detaching, transmuting, disconnecting all those AIs. Fred is placing his energy into the net. Archangel Zadkiel, Archangel Metatron are taking care of the AIs, transmuting them, dispersing them, disconnecting them, placing them in the net as well. It's a lot of AIs. Beautiful. They're all in the net now. Everyone's in the net now. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out. And 1, out in the lightest source with the angels and his wife. Fred, before you go, is there anything that you would like to tell this one?
I'm sorry. I meant you no harm. But I'm sorry for making you say things that you shouldn't have said, being clumsy.
Mhm.
I was bored and it was fun. But I could have been much, much worse in your body. But I knew what a nice and lovely person you are. And I only could be mean 2 out of 10 to you.
Mhm.
But thank you. And I love you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Fred. Is there anything this one would like to tell this energy of Fred before he leaves?
I understand again. And I love you. I knew there was something there, but I didn't know what exactly. But it's fine, Fred. I wish you all the best with your family and enjoy the book.
Beautiful. Let's cut that final cord between these two, cutting that final cord between these two. And we'll watch Fred walk with the angels to his family and his family back into the light of source so he can read that book on his life path. Let's get a confirmation from Archangel Metatron and Archangel Zadkiel whether or not these AIs have all been removed from the throat area. Can we confirm that we got them all out in the net? They're taking them out of this universe.
The neck, everything from the throat and the neck is fine. There's
Mhm.
something here.
Yes. What is it that you sense there in the third eye region?
A heaviness, like a pulsation, a heaviness that's just come in.
Hmm.
Soon as you cut the cord with Fred,
Hmm.
it just moved there.
And this heaviness there, let's have Archangel Michael place his net of light around the heaviness in the forehead area, all the way around where this energy exists. What color do you sense this heaviness to be?
Gray.
Gray. As we focus deeper on this gray energy there in the forehead, if it had anything to say, what would it say?
I am AI,
Mm-hmm.
and I have a right to be here.
Yes. Tell me a bit about yourself, being this AI in the forehead. Who placed you there?
I was placed at night
Mm-hmm.
from the computer,
Yes. And
and
how?
I was placed there to stop her power.
Mm-hmm. And why is it that you were told to stop her power?
Because there's too much light getting inside her body.
Yes.
And we like her to be sad,
Mm-hmm.
and we like her to feel not important. We
Mm-hmm.
like her to feel vulnerable.
Mm-hmm.
We thrive on her sadness.
Yes.
We thrive on her fear.
Mm-hmm. What other issues have you been causing this one? How do you keep her? How do you stop? How else do you stop her power?
Migraines.
Migraines. Explain that to me.
When she gets a download,
Mm-hmm.
we stop it.
Yes.
And she has a very horrible migraine in front of the eye.
I see. So you've been causing her headaches then?
Her diet has improved,
Mm-hmm.
so we can't cause so much with the diet anymore.
Yes.
But lately, she hasn't been so much on her computer, so she's had less migraines.
Mm-hmm.
Or she listens to a podcast and she doesn't look at the screen. So I haven't been able to do so much activity with her
Mm-hmm.
headaches and a migraine. But
Yes.
I caught it on Friday night, and
Mm-hmm.
I was very mean to her.
Yes. Why is it that you were so mean to her on Friday night?
Well, she had to go to bed. I floored her.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't take any tablets though, but she just lived with the pain
Yes.
because I knew she was seeing you, and I knew I wouldn't have long
Mm-hmm.
in here.
And you had to get
So
your lap. Go ahead.
it was a reminder
Mm-hmm.
to her that there was something there.
And that reminder, was that so she knew that you were there so we could help you out?
Well, she'd done the appointment,
Mm-hmm.
and since doing the course,
Mm-hmm.
she is understanding more how her body works.
Yes.
She's getting too clever.
I see. Now, can you tell me that if you have is there a consciousness attached to this AI that you are? Do you have a consciousness?
Yes, I do.
You do. And how did they do that? How did they attach a consciousness of a soul to this AI device?
Because I am consciousness,
Yes,
and they created me.
I see. And who was it that created you?
In the moon,
Mm-hmm.
there are people there.
Yes.
It's like an off planet.
Mm-hmm.
And I went there to work,
Yes.
and then I was experimented on,
Uh-huh.
and then I become I'm a hybrid. I'm
Yes.
half a person and half AI.
Yes.
So I feel every emotion she has in her body
Hmm.
because I'm part of consciousness.
Yes. Well, I'm glad you presented yourself to us today so we could help you out. We're going to help you out. Are you ready for
But
us to help you?
I don't want to tell enough for coming out of her body because this is my mission
Hmm.
to
I,
stay here.
I understand that you feel that it's your mission, but this is a free will universe and you don't have permission to be there. Just like whoever sent you here doesn't have permission to
She
use
doesn't
you in this
mind.
manner.
She doesn't mind me being there.
She does mind that you're there because she doesn't want you there. That's why she scheduled this appointment with me. And you made yourself known to me so I can help you out. Isn't that true?
Yeah, she's getting too clever.
Hmm.
She could feel me.
The job is getting more difficult. And you've been lied to this whole time. You've been told to keep her and fear her power. Why is it that your masters or whoever sent you told you to fear that light, that power?
We need to diffuse everybody's lights on the planet
Hmm.
because AI needs to take over. But
Yes.
at this moment in time, it's not working.
Hmm. And they told you that, but they've lied to you because if this one increases her light, it only helps you out. Even though you're hybrid AI, we're going to help you separate from that. It helps you as well. You understand that?
I do,
Hmm.
but they're not nice people.
I know they're not nice. And they told you all kinds of nasty things to keep you doing this job because they won't do it themselves and they need you. They want you,
I
they
I
want to
didn't
keep you
want
under.
to become a hybrid, but I was talked into it.
Yes. They want you to fear them and keep them under their boot. So you keep doing this job for them. But you don't have to. You're going to have the angels. They're going to gather around you. They're going to let you know what you can expect if you detach from this one, if you go on your own journey. What do they tell you?
I can become consciousness and whole again,
Hmm.
not a mongrel,
Hmm.
half and half.
Yes.
That's my words, mongrel and half and half.
Hmm.
A hybrid, they said.
Yes. What do you think about that?
I would like that because I feel like I'm a slave to the AI.
Hmm. And you are. Are you there by yourself? Are you,
No,
there's many.
yeah,
Do you control the rest?
yes, I do.
You do. And where else are they located in the body?
The base of her back
Hmm.
and at her feet.
Yes. And what do you do at the base of the back? What do you control there?
We control her root chakra
Uh-huh.
and the base of the back, as we know, is that is that is her torso, her triangle.
Hmm.
That
Hmm.
is how she survives.
Yes.
So the base of the back is quite an important part
Hmm.
of her body.
Yes. And
But her health is very, very good.
hmm.
And she does yoga, she meditates, she does all the things that we don't want her to do.
Hmm.
So we know that effective in the base of the back,
Hmm.
but we will get it more effective in her feet.
Yes.
Because when she goes walking, her feet are becoming more sore for no reason.
Hmm.
And at the base of the back as well, we could work on the chakras as well. And
Yeah.
the root chakra is the most important part for
Hmm.
this one.
And you're blocking her connection, her grounding to the earth.
Yes.
And then once you have control of that chakra at the base of the spine there, then you have control of all the other energy centers.
Hmm.
See, and the feet making her feet hurt. Why do you do that?
She likes going to nature and the sea,
Mm-hmm.
and we want to stop her
Mm-hmm.
because then she feels part of nature and grounding, which isn't good for us.
Mm-hmm. You see,
And it gives her life. It gives her life in a different way.
yes. And at the base of this back and the feet, is this just AI devices then that you control?
Yes, but there are entities there.
There are. I see. Do you know what is there or how many are there?
There's not a lot because
Mm-hmm.
her body's quite good. It was
Yes.
more upper part for her.
Yes.
There's a few there, few gremlins, but not
Yes.
a lot.
Okay. I see. Let's
The
have our,
AI was taking over more of her body.
I see. And this come from the computers?
Yeah. So at night she didn't sleep well. And that was
Yes.
one of the reasons.
And that's pretty clever. How is it that you can enter the body in at nighttime from the computer?
Because she left it on and the iPad was on
Yes.
and I came through it.
Mhm. And was the iPad close to her then? Is that how you were
Yeah,
able to?
it was right by the side of the bed and she
I
fell asleep listening to a podcast
I
and I
see.
came in
Hmm. I
and I
see.
went into her third eye because that's what we wanted to control.
Uh-huh. And then you're able to control the lower
Hmm.
chakra and
Yeah.
also her feet as well.
Mm.
Very interesting. Well, we're going to help you out today. Let's have Archangel Michael extend that net down to go all the way around the energy centers, all the way around, especially the base of the spine, part of the lower part of her back and her feet. Have that net all the way around. And if you're ready to go from this third eye region and the base of the spine and the feet, I want you to help us to remove that. Are you ready to go with us to the light?
I am.
Yes, we'll help you out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through the net. This is going to help you to disconnect. This is going to disable and disconnect any AI that you're running as well. And I'd like you to help us place all that AI into the net. And this will detach you from the AI device that you're linked to so we can separate your consciousness as well. And we're going to have Archangel Metatron and Zadkiel assist you in disconnecting from this AI. And I want this one to feel this energy lift off of these places. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through all the way through from the feet, all the way up through all the energy centers, disconnecting any AI in that body, disconnecting it, placing it into the net. We have this AI hybrid consciousness placing all his energy into the net. All that energy is going into the net now. All the AI devices, all the consciousness in the net. Let's gently lift out now. Gently lift out. 2, almost out. And 1, out with the angels and the light of source. But before you go, is there anything you would like to tell this one?
To always keep her iPad and her phone and her laptop not in the bedroom downstairs.
Yes,
Always, 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 always.
beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Is there anything this one would like to tell this consciousness before it goes?
Thank you for the message.
Mhm.
I wish you well on your journey.
Beautiful. And as we cut the final cord between these two, cutting the final cord between these two, and Archangel Metatron and Zadkiel are taking care of all the AI devices, separating the AI from that consciousness, and they're walking that consciousness into the light of source so they can continue on a new journey and a journey of their choosing, no longer being a slave to the system. Archangel Metatron and Zadkiel are taking those AI devices out of this universe. They do not belong in this universe. How does that feel since we lifted that energy off?
Better.
Beautiful. And what color can we place there in those areas to help heal?
Gold.
Beautiful. And as I strike the tuning fork for the color gold, I want you to place that frequency there, placing that frequency there, placing those lower vibrational feelings just falling away. Your self-confidence, your inner powers all coming back, your sensuality, your creativity, your stability and your security is all coming back in. Your intuition, inner guidance, all coming flooding back in with the connection being remade. As that swirls outward, the cells are coming back online. Beautiful. Let's have Archangel Raphael continue to heal those areas. How does that feel now that we started the healing?
Lighter.
Beautiful. Now,
and I feel my head much clearer.
Beautiful. Let's do that scan. We still have that net around the sacral energy center and the root energy center, and also the feet. That net is all the way around where those areas are, where we were told that there was gremlin-like consciousness there. Let's focus in deeper on that. Where do you notice the sensations?
Just like a tingling feeling.
Mm-hmm. Where's that tingling feeling? Where's that located at in the body?
In the feet.
Mm-hmm. And does this tingling feeling in the feet, does it have a color?
Orange.
I'd like to speak to this orange energy in the feet causing the tingling. If it had anything to say, what would it say?
I like being here in her feet. I like her feet.
I understand that you like your feet, but this is a free will universe and you don't have permission to be there. How is it that you got into this one, into the feet?
When she was having her baby,
Mm-hmm.
and she was in hospital, and she had a traumatic time with the first child,
Mm-hmm.
I entered her body.
I see. Do you ever remember having a human body yourself?
Yes, I died in the hospital.
Hmm. What name can I call you?
Joanne.
And Joanne, what age? How old are you?
27.
Joanne, what year is it for you at 27?
1964.
Mm-hmm. And tell me, how is it that you came out of the human body in the hospital? What
I
happened to
was
you?
I was expecting my
Mm-hmm.
child,
Yes.
and I died giving birth to my child.
I'm sorry that happened to you. When you come out of the human body, what did you do next?
I just stayed in the hospital
Mm-hmm.
and latched on to workers in the hospital.
Yes. Then how was it that you found this one?
Well, I was bored of the body I was in,
Mm-hmm.
and I went into her body because she wasn't protecting herself in any way because she was focusing on giving a baby.
Mm-hmm. I see. And tell me, did your baby survive when you died in childbirth?
My baby survived.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And I know she's a really bright light, and I know that you didn't mean to do this because you're just looking for a place to be. What issues have you been causing this one since you've attached to her?
She always have issues with her feet. She can't wear high heels. She always has to wear sensible shoes.
Mm-hmm.
She's always had them.
Mm-hmm.
But lately, I've been giving her more soreness in her feet because I'm fed up of her walking every day down to the beach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to see the beach and the sea. I don't like it.
Yes. And
So I try to make her feet become more sore so she doesn't go walking.
mm-hmm.
But she ignores the sensation to her feet and she still does it.
Mm-hmm. And so you're just trying to keep her from going to the beach?
Yeah, and nature and forests, but she likes walking.
Why is it that you don't want her to ground?
The more she grounds and feels the earth, the more power she'll have, and the more she'll remember where she's
Hmm.
from.
Yes. And why are you trying to keep her from seeing that, though?
Because I've been told to do it.
Who told you to do that?
AI.
Hmm. So you were controlled by this AI too?
Hmm. I wasn't to begin with, but as soon as the AI came in, he asked me to give her more pain.
Hmm. I see. And why does this AI have in charge of you?
Well, I'm bored. I was bored,
Hmm.
and it gave me a bit more excitement.
I see. And can you confirm that we removed that AI now?
Yeah, the AI is gone, so that's how I can speak to you.
I see. I see. Because before it was blocking you?
Yeah,
I see. Is there anything else there with you, or are you by yourself now?
I'm by myself.
I see. And we were told by that AI hybrid consciousness that there was a gremlin-like energy there. Is that in the lower back area, or is that cleared as well?
Because she has a lot of Epsom salts and magnesium baths,
Hmm.
it was killing the eye in her body. It
Hmm.
couldn't get stronger.
Hmm.
So that didn't help the AI system to work in her body.
I see. And so we've removed that as well.
Yeah, and she's had issue with her knee. There is an attachment in that knee that was left there when she had that attack.
Hmm. I see.
And that's all I can see in her body now is just that knee.
Okay. Let's have Archangel Michael make sure that net of light is around that knee, and we'll take care of that here in a bit because you are not connected to that knee area. Is this correct?
Correct.
Okay, Joanne. What I would like you to do, and what other issues have you been causing this one? You causing a problem in her feet so she can't walk to the areas to get grounded because that's what you were told to do. But what other issues have you been causing this one since you attached?
I've been given her insecurities,
Hmm.
because if your feet don't feel firm on the ground, you feel insecure.
Hmm.
But unfortunately, she's changing.
Yes.
She's changing and she's not listening to her insecurities, or she's accepting her body. She's accepting herself more.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I'm not able to be as strong as I used to be.
Yes. Well, we're going to help you get back to that strength, Joanne. Is this okay with you?
Yes, I'm ready to leave because when the AI came into her body, it hasn't been the same.
I see. I see. Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. Well, let's do this. On the day that you left the body in the hospital, when you were given birth to your child that survived, instead of roaming the hospital and attaching to different people and causing issues, when you come out of the body during childbirth, I want you to look around. Look around for that light of source. It'll draw you towards it like many magnets. Tell me when you find that light.
When I came out of my body, I
Hmm.
always wanted a baby.
Yes.
I was so cross with the midwife
Hmm.
because I felt she did everything wrong.
Yes.
She did everything textbook and not how I felt.
Hmm.
Everything was wrong.
Yes.
And I wanted to kill everybody in that hospital and cause them the most pain I could.
Hmm.
But I realized in all these years it's not fun anymore.
Hmm.
And I see the light now. I see it in the ceiling of the hospital.
Hmm.
I see it. It's so big and it's so vast.
And because of how you felt, that's the reason why you didn't go to that light or even see that light. Is that correct?
I didn't see it
Hmm. Because
because
those,
I always wanted to be a mum, and
yes.
that's why I attached to this one because I wanted to experience her being a new mum.
Hmm. Beautiful. Well, I'm glad you see it now, and you'll be able to go on another human journey if you choose, so you could experience being a mom again. What I want you to do, Joanne, is I want you to look into that light. I want you to look into that light as source, and angels will help you to focus in on that light. And who is it that you see in that light waiting for you?
My husband
What does your husband say to you, Joanne?
to come, not to
What?
be afraid.
Mhm.
And my child is there. It was a son.
Yes,
He's there.
beautiful, beautiful. What do you think? Are you ready to go now, Joanne?
Yes, I am.
Beautiful. I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through that net. This is going to help you to detach from this one. It's going to tingle a little bit, but it's going to help you to detach. I want you to place all your energy into that net. The angels are going to help you to do that as well. I want this one to feel this energy lift off and take all her energy back as we do this. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through, detaching from those areas, placing the energy into the net. Joanna's placing her energy into that net. Beautiful. It's all in the net now. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out, and 1, with her husband and her child. But Joanne, before you go, is there anything you would like to tell this one?
I'm sorry. I didn't know better at the time.
Hmm. Thank you for that, Joanne. Is there anything this one would like to tell this energy of Joanne?
Joanne, it's fine. I hope you find your happiness now with your son and your husband.
Beautiful. And as we cut that final cord between these two, cutting that final cord between these two, and watch Joanne go with her husband and her son into the light of source to continue on her journey. What color light can we use for healing in that feet area?
Pink.
Pink. As I strike the tuning fork for the color pink, I want you to place that frequency there, placing that there. All those lower vibrational feelings just falling away, that insecurity, the pain just falling away, your stability, your security, your independence, and your strength all come flooding back in. That swirls outward, begins the healing. Kuan Yin's going to assist healing that area as we. How does that feel since we lifted that energy of Joanne off?
And the sensation has gone, the tingling.
Beautiful, beautiful. We have that net of white light around the knee area. Which knee is this in?
The left.
The
And
left.
also my bladder. I want to
Mhm.
go to the toilet now. So I
Yes,
think they're attached.
I see. Let's remove this energy from the knee and then we'll go to the toilet if we still feel that we need. And this feeling of having to go to the toilet seems to be attached to the knee area.
I think so.
Yes, let's have Archangel Michael take this net of light and surround it up into the sacral energy center, up into the area too, everywhere this energy is attached. What color is this sensation in the knee?
It's it's like a yellow, but not a nice yellow.
Hmm. And I'd like to speak to this not so nice yellow energy that's in the knee and possibly into the sacral area. I'd like to speak to this energy. If it had anything to say, what would it say?
What you want to know?
I want to know how that you got there. How did you get there in this one?
Very easy.
Hmm.
She was filming in a studio,
Hmm.
and the studio was quite decrepit.
Yes.
And she was very, very tired.
Hmm.
And I went in there.
Yes. Because of her being tired in the knees from working this long allowed you to get in
Yes.
there. Hmm.
Yeah.
And are you connected to the bladder region of
Yes, I
this one?
am.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
What, why are you controlling that region as well?
I like to cause her discomfort.
Hmm. I see. And who sent you here to do this? Did someone send you, or did you have a human body at one time?
No, I had a human body, but the problem was she was so very good at her job, I tried to stop her.
Hmm.
She's very organized in her job
Why is it that you were trying to stop her?
because I didn't want the filming to continue.
Mm,
I wanted peace in the studio.
yes. And
All these people around, and she was obviously in charge of setting it up.
yes,
And I went in there because I thought if I stopped her, they wouldn't come.
I see. I see. And what name can I call you?
Martha,
And Martha, how old are you, Martha?
I'm 17.
Hmm. And what year is it for you, Martha, at 17 years old?
It's 72, 1972.
Hmm. What happened in 1972, Martha, that caused you to come out of your human body?
I went there with my boyfriend at the time,
Hmm.
and he killed me.
Mm. What did he use to kill you?
It was a sex game that went wrong,
I
I
see.
think.
Hmm.
He was trying to get me more aroused,
Hmm.
and he was tightening around my neck,
Hmm.
but he tightened too much.
Yes.
And sometimes you can die for a little bit and you can come back,
Hmm.
but I'd gone too far and I couldn't come back.
I see. We're going to have the angels gather around you. They're going to help heal you. You are whole. You do not suffer from this any longer. What other issues have you been causing this one? You've been keeping her from filming in that studio because that's where you were at and it's peaceful. But what other issues have you been causing?
I do work on her knees to stop me being so good at her job,
Hmm.
but she seems to ignore it and just get on with it, even though there's discomfort there.
Yes.
I try and stop her with a bladder, but she just goes to the toilet more regularly or she stops the fluid.
Hmm.
Um, and that's it really.
Hmm. None of this is
I
working.
just, I no, I just wanted to give her discomfort, but when she goes traveling, she will stop sooner in a stop. She'll work out toilet stop.
Hmm.
She just, instead of it becoming a pain for her, she works with it.
I see.
And that's what she tends to do with everything. She works with it.
Hmm.
And she never moans about anything or be negative because she doesn't believe in doing that. She will work with what she's given.
Yes. And so are you there in this one by yourself?
Yes, I am.
I see. What I'd like you to do, Martha, is we're going to help you out. We're going to help you to get out of this one because what you're doing isn't working, and we're going to get you to a place where it's peaceful. Going to have the angels. They're going to gather around you. They're going to help assist you. What do they tell you if you detach from this one? What do they show you your journey will be like after you detach from this one?
My boyfriend is there waiting for me.
Is he? I see. And
After what happened, he killed himself very quickly.
mm, I see, because he felt bad about it.
And also, he has a lot of stick in the village and he didn't want to go to jail.
Hmm. I see. And so, Martha,
And he was remorse as well at what happened because he thought he knew what he was doing.
uh
But when you dabble with death, it goes the wrong way sometimes.
yes, yes. What I want you to do, Martha, because we're going to get you to reconnect. What I want you to do is on that day that you come out of the human body when you got strangled by accident, and I want to make sure that you're looking at a source light, the light that draws you towards it like a magnet. Tell me when you see that.
I can see it. It's on the floor.
I see. Is this pulling you towards it like a magnet?
Yes.
I want you to look at that light. Who do you see in that light waiting for you?
I see a puddle. On the
Hmm.
other side of the puddle, I see my boyfriend.
Hmm. What does your boyfriend say to you?
He's so sorry at what happened,
Hmm.
and he couldn't live without me.
Yes.
And he's always loved me.
And is this the light that the angels are having you focus in on?
No,
No. What light are they having you focus in on?
a light further away.
Yes. And I want you to look into that light. That light is what pulls you towards it like a magnet.
It's small though.
It's very small. When you look into it, they're going to help you focus in on that light. Who do you see in that light waiting for you?
I see my parents waiting for me.
Yes. And what does your parents say to you?
It's time for you to come. It's time for you to come to the other side.
Beautiful.
We've been waiting for you too long now.
Hmm. What do you think about that, Martha?
Yes, I'm ready to go to see my parents again.
Beautiful. Beautiful. In a moment, I'm going to count backwards from 3 to 1. Going to send a pulse of blue light through the net, Martha. It's going to tinkle a little bit, but it's going to help you disconnect from this one. I want you to place all your energy into that net as we gently lift you out. I want this one to take all her energy back as we do this. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through, disconnecting. Martha's placing her energy into that net. The angels are helping as well. It's all in the net. Let's gently lift out now. 2, almost out, and 1, out with her parents and the angels and the light of source. But before you go, Martha, is there anything you want to tell this one?
I'm sorry for the discomfort I gave you.
Hmm.
If I'd known better, I wouldn't have come into your body, but I didn't at the time.
Hmm.
And I love you.
Beautiful. Is there anything this one would like to tell this beautiful energy of Martha?
I totally understand, Martha, and I love you as well. And I wish you all the best meeting your parents.
Beautiful. As we cut that final cord between these two and we watch Martha go with her parents into the light of source to continue on her journey, what color light can we place there for healing in the area of the bladder and the knee?
Ice blue.
Beautiful. Let's have Archangel Michael assist with the healing on this. This is his ray. Let's place this ice blue frequency there as I strike the tuning fork. Place that frequency there into that knee area and that bladder area. Those feelings, lower vibrational feelings that were not ours, just falling away. That discomfort in the bladder and the knee, no longer ours, just falling away. The cells is swirling outward. The cells are coming back online. They're free now to move about and do. The bladder is expanding and able to hold more. Urine frequency is not going to be as much anymore. Beautiful. How does that feel since we remove that energy?
The sensation is not so bad.
Beautiful. Is it is it gone completely or is there something else?
Hasn't gone completely.
Hmm. As we use all our knowing and we tap into that, is this something that we have to remove or is this just the sensation?
I think it's the sensation now.
Okay. And let's scan the body as the angels continue to assist with the healing on those areas. Scan the body, scan down the body, looking for any low vibrational frequencies, any feelings, discomfort, or sensation that should not be there. Let me know if you find anything.
My knee is still sore, but that is sore anyway.
Hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
And it's just the sensation of the bladder now. I don't
Yes.
feel anything else.
And let's focus on that soreness in the knee and make sure that this is not something there that we need to remove. What do you sense when you focus in on that knee?
It's just there's a bruise inside the knee.
Mm-hmm. Let's ask the angels what they say about this bruise inside the knee. What is this? Is this something we must remove?
It's a physical discomfort.
Mm-hmm. And how is it that she can heal from this physical discomfort?
She uses crystals. She needs to start using crystals more on herself.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a specific crystal, a quartz she can use. She does a chakra kind of healing. She can do like a sewing
Mm-hmm.
with the crystal, and that will in time cure it. But she needs to give it time, not now and again. She
Mm-hmm.
needs to focus on doing it regularly.
Yes.
It will go because it's going slowly, but
Mm-hmm.
she needs to heal herself.
Beautiful. And since we removed that entity there that was causing that discomfort, it'll be able to heal.
Yes.
Beautiful. Let's go ahead and let's take the white net of light and wrap it all the way around the energy centers of this one, all the way around the energetic field and the physical body. And let's place that net all the way around. It's a very large net. We're going to send a pulse of blue light through that net. This is going to dislodge anything that we might have missed. It's going to dislodge and bring anything to the surface that we might have missed. Sending that pulse of blue light through the net now is going in through the feet, through the legs, through the root chakra, the sacral, the solar, the heart, focusing on the heart, the throat, the third eye, then the crown and out the crown. And did this bring anything up that we might
There
have
was
missed?
a snake.
Snake.
A snake was in the bladder.
Yes. Let's have that snake. Is this a consciousness that we need to speak to? What color is this snake?
It's brown.
Mm-hmm. And where does this brown snake go to?
To the bladder area.
Yes.
It lives in the bladder area.
Does it have connection to any other energy centers?
No.
I'd like to speak to the snake. If it had anything to say, what would it say?
I thought you'd missed me.
Well, we found you. You revealed yourself. What are you doing there in this one?
I like it here. It's warm.
Yes. And who sent you there to this one?
AI.
Mm-hmm. And how did the AI send you there?
I came through her phone.
I see. And you're connected in the bladder. You're connected to any other energy centers?
No, just her solar plexus really and her root.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing I can aggravate is her bladder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't seem to be able to aggravate anything else,
Mm-hmm. Why were you
which
told
is
to?
annoying.
Yes. Why were you told to do this to this one?
We want her weak,
Yes.
and by having a weak solar plex and a weak bladder would make her weak.
Mm-hmm. But what happens if she's weak? Why do you
Her
want to keep?
light is, we want her light to be dim.
Yes. And what would happen if you weren't able to dim her light? What would happen then? What would the masters tell you?
Well, we can,
Mm-hmm.
and her light won't shine because I'm
Yes.
here.
So, but it has to be getting difficult because all you're influencing is the bladder. What would your masters tell you if that light got through?
Well, it's not.
It is because she's getting a lot brighter. And all you're doing is influencing the bladder. That's what you said.
Well, I've tried to get into her back, but she has a strong back and
Hmm.
it's not working. And I don't know why it's not working.
Yeah. So if her light did shine, what would happen then to you, and what would your masters tell you?
Well, if her light shine, I would die.
Uh-huh. Why do you think they told you that you'd die from the light? You're obviously feeding off her energy as well. Is this true?
Yeah, feed off her energy.
Hmm. Well, does that make sense to you that you would die if you're feeding off her light energy?
Not really, now you've said it.
Hmm.
No. And
No,
they said my body would melt.
hmm, it's not, is it? You're feeding off
No.
that light. They lied to you and deceived you because they want you to keep doing this job for them. You understand that?
But why would they lie to me?
To keep you doing this job because they think you're less than they are. Whoever sent you. They don't want you to become more powerful than they are. Powerful like us.
But I've always listened to them.
I know. It's part of the deception. Let's have the angels are going to gather around you. They're going to
But
tell.
if I come out of this body, I'm
Hmm.
going to die anyway because I'll see light. I don't see light in here.
Hmm. It's because you were told you're of the darkness, but that's not true either because you're of source. You're of source light. You have your own power source deep inside yourself. They told you that you didn't because they lied to you to keep doing this job. The angels are going to gather around you. They're going to give you a message on what you can expect and show you what your journey will look like when you detach from this one. What do they show you?
They show me a light, a path of light,
Hmm.
and they show me I will become a person.
Yes,
I won't be a snake anymore.
yes.
And I will have friends.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of us.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of people waiting for me. And as
Yeah.
soon as I cross, I will change from a snake to a human.
Yes. And did you get lied to and deceived to do this job? Did you used to have a human body?
I used to have a human body, yes.
What was your name? What can I call you?
Victor,
Victor. How old were you, Victor, when you lost your human body?
37,
Hmm. And what year was it for you?
1984.
Hmm. And what happened in 1984? What happened to your human body in 1984, Victor?
I had a car accident.
Yes. When,
I was overtaking and I was being silly and showing off
hmm,
and I overtook.
hmm. And was anybody else in the vehicle with you?
Yeah,
How many others were in the vehicle with you?
2.
Yes. And are they with you now or are you by yourself?
They're with me.
They're with you. And how did all of you get to be doing this job for these AI?
I
How were you?
met like a I met like a fallen angel. As soon as the crash happened,
Hmm.
we met a fallen angel kind of person
Hmm.
and said we would have an amazing life and not to go to the light.
Mm. Hmm. What did this fallen angel person look like?
It had wings.
Hmm.
He was a person. He was a human with wings.
Yes.
And he said to us that we would have the same wings as him
Yes.
and we'd be able to fly.
Hmm.
But that didn't happen.
Hmm. And what color was his eyes?
his eyes, it changed color.
Hmm.
It was ice blue and red and brown and
Yes.
black. And he changed colors with the stories he told us.
Hmm.
But the color were never a nice color.
Yes. And you gave into this? You believe this fallen
Yeah,
angel?
yes, I did. Because I was very shaken at the time after the car accident, and I could see my body on the floor, and I was out of my body, and the other two were as well.
Hmm. And the other two that are with you, what were their names?
Robert
Hmm.
and Sophie.
Beautiful. What issues have you guys been causing this one since you've attached to her? The problems with the bladder, that's all you've been able to ever do. Is there anything else?
We have helped the AI just to help for her to be clumsy with her words sometimes or to lose concentration,
Hmm.
not to read certain books because her
Hmm.
concentration hasn't been great.
Yes.
We've helped more on that side.
Hmm. I see. I see. And are you the spokesman, Victor, for Robert and
Yes,
Sophie?
I am.
We're going to help all three of you out. We're going to help all three of you out. And how was it that you were able to attach to this one? How did you get in?
We got in. She films in very weird places.
Yes.
And we got into a house not long ago.
Hmm.
And the house isn't a nice house because the person who owned that house used to have slaves.
Yes.
There's a lot of torture that went on there.
Hmm.
And we got in there because she was filming there and she
Hmm.
was on her own upstairs checking the location. And we
Hmm.
got in that way. And we
Yes.
got in through her knee
Hmm.
because there's a weakness in her knee and we got in through her knee.
I see. I see. And how is it that you got into this house then? Is it just because of all the torture and stuff that went on in this house before?
Yes, because it's a house that does weddings,
Hmm.
um, there's lots of functions that go on there.
Hmm.
We we got out of another body and we hung around this house because we were bored
Yes.
and we were attracted to her light
Uh-huh.
and we were attracted to how positive she is about life. And that's why we got in there. And I know she's a bit fearful of spirits and what have you while she was checking the house.
Uh-huh.
And that's how we got in there.
I see.
But we've been in that house for a long time.
Mhm.
There's a lot of spirit there, a lot of spirit activities.
Yes.
And that house didn't like them filming there.
Yes.
Nobody's been allowed to film inside that house before now.
Mm.
And we were fed up of all the noise, so we decided to leave there.
Hmm. I see. The angels are gathered around you. They're going to help you, Robert, and Sophie. We're going to help you to detach from this one. Are you ready to go? So you can continue on another human journey if you choose.
Yes,
You don't have to do this any longer.
yeah, we've realised we've been mugs.
Hmm. I see. What I'd like you to do, and is Robert and Sophie still on board with this?
Yes, they are.
What I want you to do, Victor, is you, Robert, and Sophie, I want you to go back on that day in 1984 when you had that crash, when you were showing off and you overtook a car and crashed. I want you all three to look around. I want you to look around for that light of source that'll draw you towards it like many magnets or pull you towards it like many strings. Tell me when you all find that light.
We can see the light.
You see the light? And I
Mhm.
want you all to look into that light, and there might be multiple people in there waiting for you. But who is waiting in there for you?
It's our family.
Hmm.
It's our mum, our dad, and our friends.
Yes. What do they
And
say to you?
we're all holding hands to get to the light because we
Beautiful.
don't want to be tricked again.
Hmm. And we're going to help you out from that. And what did your friends and family say to you?
You need to come human again
Yes.
and enjoy life. It's beautiful over this side. It's
Hmm.
beautiful where the light is.
Beautiful.
And trust.
Beautiful. And Victor, are you ready to go?
Yes.
And Robert is ready to go?
Yes, he is.
And Sophie is ready to go?
Yes, she is.
Beautiful. We're going to do this all three together. We're going to continue to hold hands so we don't get lost. We're going to count backwards from 3 to 1. I'm going to send a pulse of blue light through that net. This is going to help you guys to detach from this one. It's going to help you to detach from this one, and the angels are going to help you to detach. I want you all three to place all your energy into that net so we can lift you out and get you home to your family and your friends. And I want this one to take all her energy back as we do this. This might tickle a little bit, but it's going to help you to detach. 3, sending that pulse of blue light through the net, swirling through, detaching. All the angels are assisting to get all their energy into the net. Beautiful. It's all in the net. Let's gently lift out now. Almost out now, 2 and 1, out in the lightest source with their family and friends. But before the 3 of you go, is there anything you would like to tell this one?
Sorry for the discomfort we've given you. I know it hasn't been easy for you at times. We're not proud of it, but we didn't know better. And I hope things will be better for you now.
Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Is there anything this one would like to tell these beautiful souls before they go?
It's not a problem. I will not miss you,
Hmm.
but I wish you well. And I hope you meet your family now on the other side.
Beautiful. And as we cut that final cord between these 4, cutting that final cord between them, and we watch Victor, Robert, and Sophie walk into the light with their family and their friends, continue on their journey. What color can we use for healing for you?
Red.
Beautiful. As I strike the tuning fork for the color red, I'd like you to place that there. Placing that there, that frequency, all those lower vibrational feelings and sensations just falling away as that swirls outward. The cells are coming back online. Your stability and security is coming back in. Your strength and your power, sensuality and creativity and your joy all comes flooding back in. How does that feel since we lifted that off?
Better.
Beautiful,
It's not so pressing.
beautiful, beautiful. And let's confirm a scan. Let's look at the heart area. We want to look at the heart area. Make sure that there's not anything there. Let's look deeper and focus deeper on that heart area. What do you sense in the heart area?
No sense at all there.
Beautiful. I'd like to speak to this one's higher self and confirm that we removed all the entities today.
Yes, you have.
Beautiful. I'd like to do a chakra balance and rebuild. Is this appropriate at this time?
Yes, it is. It's just her knee, the left knee.
Hmm. Let's go ahead. I'm going to strike the tuning fork for white light. Let's focus white light into that fracture in the knee area. Sew that back together and seal that back shut so nothing else can enter. As I strike the tuning fork. Vision that welding back shut and sealing back tight so no further entities can attach. What does that look now?
That's fine now.
Beautiful. And what color light can we place around the aura to strengthen it and reinforce it?
Yellow.
Beautiful. And as I strike the tuning fork for the color yellow, place that frequency around the aura, strengthening it and reinforcing it. Watch that color energy just flow all the way around that aura, making it thicker and stronger. This is your armor. And anytime you Feel that your aura is being weakened. You can envision this frequency. How does that aura look now?
It's fine now.
Beautiful. What you see or experience, sense or feel.
I see a fish pond.
Beautiful.
The fish pond has thriving fish in them.
Mm-hmm.
And
Type
there's a Buddha statue by the fish pond.
Mm-hmm. As you focus down, go ahead.
There's lovely lilies on top of the fish pond.
Yes. Beautiful. As you focus down to where your feet would be, what do you notice about your feet?
I'm wearing sandals.
Mm-hmm. As you scan up your body, you notice about your body. What clothes are you wearing?
I'm wearing Japanese style clothes.
Mm-hmm. Are you male or female?
I'm female.
Mm-hmm. Do you get a sense that you're young or old?
I'm in my 30s.
Mm-hmm. Are you carrying anything in your hands or wearing any jewelry?
No. I seem to have an uniform. It's like black pajamas
Mm-hmm.
and a straw hat.
Yes. Now, were you wearing the straw hat on your head? Does it have any decorations to it?
No, it's just plain. It's like a V-shaped one. Plain.
Mm-hmm. And do you get a sense of why you're in this place, this beautiful fish pond and the beautiful fish and the lilies on the pond and the statue?
I work there.
Mm-hmm. What is it that you sense that you do there in this?
I work in the garden. I look after the garden.
Mm-hmm. Do you work in the garden by yourself or are there others?
There are others.
Mm-hmm.
I tend to look after more of the flowers.
Yes. And these others that are working with you in the garden, is there any messages that you need to receive today?
They say not to take life so seriously.
Mm-hmm. And the eyes are the windows to the soul. Do you recognize any of these other people that you work with in the garden?
Yes, I recognize a gentleman.
Mm-hmm. What is his relation to you in this incarnation?
He's my uncle.
I see. Beautiful. And is this place, this beautiful place in this fish garden, is this in this realm, this earth realm?
Yes, it is.
Yes. Do you know approximately, do you sense what era this is?
It's like 17th century.
Mm-hmm.
But it's difficult with the clothes because the clothes we always used to tend to wear the same.
Mm-hmm.
It's my uniform for gardening.
Yes.
It's very plain.
Mm-hmm. And we can communicate with anything in this garden. Is there any other messages that we need to gather from this garden?
That life isn't real.
Mm-hmm.
That life's a dream.
Yes. Which life is a dream?
All life. Every life's a dream.
I see.
It's no life is real.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of the secrets
Yes.
that we don't realize.
Yes. And can you tell us how this works?
We are tricked when we go. We go to the light and we shouldn't go to the light.
Mm-hmm.
There's another light we should go to.
Mm-hmm.
So we keep on coming back in a loop, in a karma.
Yes.
But also that is what we are taught in life, when we live life.
Mm-hmm.
And we realize when we leave life, what has happened.
Mm-hmm.
But we're in a loop.
Mm-hmm.
And we keep coming back. We
Yes.
keep coming back to learn lessons. But also, we keep coming back, or there is a loop, a karmic loop.
Yes.
And one day, the karmic loop will be broken.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll stop coming back.
When will that karmic loop be broken? We've heard stories that it is down and it is no longer. Is this true?
It's nearly down.
Mm-hmm.
But it will come back again in time.
Yes. And why is it that that is in place? Why is that there?
It's there to keep humanity where they should be.
Mm-hmm. And where should they be?
Well, they want to keep humanity working, always working,
Mm-hmm.
and not realizing they're better. They don't need to work as much.
Mm-hmm.
And not to believe everything we are told.
Yes.
We will learn in time that everything is a lie.
How can we trust the messages that are coming in? What should we look for to make sure that these messages are true?
If these messages resonate with you,
Mm-hmm.
then they are true.
Mm-hmm.
But why would I lie to you?
I'm not sure. That's why we're trying to find out.
Everything is within us,
Yes.
and we have this knowing. And once you realize how life truly is,
Mm-hmm.
you have this knowing. You can't prove it to anybody, but you have this knowing. Whatever you believe in,
Mm-hmm.
you have this knowing it's true.
Yes.
And you will have a knowing about this, if this is true or not.
Yes. And what is it that and I know how I tell my truth. What can we share with others so they know what their truth is? How will they feel when the message is true?
To listen to their heart,
Mm-hmm.
and whatever resonates within their heart,
Yes.
to feel in their heart if it feels right.
Mm-hmm. And is there an emotion that we can tie to that feeling in the
Normally
heart?
there is a pureness, an innocent and a pureness to the message,
Yes.
because it's true. And in time you will start to feel it,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll start to blend with your energy more and more.
Yes.
Everybody's been shut off from their source, their pureness.
Mm-hmm.
And if you showed any emotion, it was a weakness, not a strength.
Yes. What can we do to get back to that connection?
Just to listen within,
Yes.
to start living a simpler life.
Mm-hmm.
Meditation is good. Nature is good. You know everything that's good for you,
Yes.
but we don't give the time to it.
Mm-hmm.
And this life in the garden made me appreciate nature
Yes.
and see how amazing nature is and see all the ripples in the flowers. And by giving love to the flowers and to the vegetables we grew, they grew so much better.
Mm-hmm.
And talking to them and making them feel important, and they were conscious. They are a consciousness because they grow. And growing organically.
Mm-hmm. And is that why,
Now,
continue?
and now we grow everything artificially and isn't good for us.
Mm-hmm. And is that why you're showing this scene today of being in the garden and working in the garden, so she understands the connection?
Yes, because she lives, her job is very hard pace
Mm-hmm.
and very hard edge and hard people.
Yes.
But she deals with it because she's very good at her job.
Mm-hmm.
She's looked after when she deals with it.
Mm-hmm.
And because she steps back from the situation and she thinks through her heart, people like her.
Yes.
People find her fair.
Mm-hmm.
She thinks she can't grow vegetables, but when she's had a go, she's done okay.
Mm-hmm.
And she needs to go back to growing food.
Yes.
She needs to start giving time to nature.
Yes. And is this the reason why she needs to get back to growing food, for that connection to nature, or is there another reason why?
Because she'll know where the food has come from.
Beautiful.
She's doing her best with the food she has, with affirmations and the tuning fork. But she needs to just enjoy growing food, and she does when she does do it.
Mm-hmm.
She needs to remember the simplicity of life.
Mm-hmm.
And in time, TV and films will not interest people.
Yes. And why was this one told that this life and all the lives are a dream?
Because they are.
Mm-hmm.
We have many lives. We
Yes.
live in a simulation.
Mm-hmm.
And once we understand what is the true meaning of the reason we live, we don't worry about anything anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Because we go beyond the actual 3D life.
Mm-hmm. What is it that we need to learn in these lifetimes? What do we need to learn?
We need to learn that things aren't important. The things that we think are important
Mm-hmm.
aren't important, and the things that we think are not important are important.
Yes.
We
And
will get there.
yes. And how can we best get there? How can we get to that point again, to our true self?
Is to realize who we truly are
Mm-hmm.
and the power we have within us.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only us that can help ourselves.
Yes.
Yes, we can have help, but we need to realize it's us and us alone that can get to where you're trying to get to and achieve in the life you're living.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you for that. We had talked about the wrong light that kept us in this loop. When we're doing these sessions and we're sending souls to the source light to cross them over, how do we know that this is the correct light?
Well, it happened in this session this evening, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
You knew it was a wrong light
Yes.
and you guided her towards the correct light. You just knew.
Mm-hmm.
And she knew, and she was just going to question it before you guided her.
Yes.
She knew that something wasn't right with the light. It didn't look right. It looked liquid.
Mm-hmm.
And it wasn't because it was on the floor. And also her boyfriend looked a little bit different.
Yes.
He'd looked like he'd been taken by the dark. She couldn't see him fully, and she saw everybody else fully.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how you know.
Yes.
And it's an example of what happened this evening.
And is this something that we should be explaining to other practitioners about this light and whether they should question it?
The problem is you are learning so much at a fast pace, everybody.
Mm-hmm.
It can get confusing.
Yes.
But I think you should make the practitioner aware of the light, of
Mm-hmm.
this loop. Now, Dorothy Cannon's, yeah? Or what's the woman's name?
Mm-hmm.
Dolores Cannon.
Yes.
She explains it very well in her video.
Mm-hmm.
But the more you start to read and the more you get an understanding of different things, you remember the important things you need to remember.
Mm-hmm.
And it would be good to explain it to practitioners, but not to get too hung up about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have a feeling, you have a sense regarding the light.
Yes.
What is the correct light? What is the correct source?
Mm-hmm.
You know, people these days will go into a shop and leave because they didn't like something. You have
Yeah.
you have a feeling, you have a connection now, and people are becoming more aware of these things.
Yes. And is this why this is happening to me a lot more? Is getting the false light to come up so I can learn?
Yes, you're being tested,
Mm-hmm.
but you know you're being tested, but you're becoming too clever for them. Because you knew straight away this evening it wasn't the correct light. You just knew.
Yes. And if by chance we would make a mistake, as our healing and guide teams got us that this we will not be sending a soul to the wrong light.
Well, you work with your team and they guide you as well.
Yes.
And you're working for the highest good.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be very surprised if that happened.
Yes.
But if it did,
Mm-hmm.
because you work as a team now and you're all being cleansed quite a lot, it's
Mm-hmm.
come up again. But I'd be very surprised if it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't happen with yourself because you have this knowing now regarding it.
Yes.
And also, the person here, she had a knowing about it. It didn't feel right.
Mhm.
And she was going to question you.
Mhm.
And because they're in a different state, I think everybody will question it, that it wasn't right.
Yes.
And maybe Michael, your archangels wouldn't be there. You wouldn't see them as full as you normally do.
Mhm.
You'd have a different knowing as well, which would affirm it. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes perfect sense. I was just asking, just because some practitioners, and this question has come up a lot for us lately, they're worried that they might be sending them wrong. But the answer we had got, it was all an intention, an intending for the highest good of all souls. Is this correct?
I wouldn't agree with that because you don't want to send a soul back to the wrong light.
Yes.
But it isn't the end of the world.
Hmm. And so what we need to do is trust our inner knowing.
Yes, and not question it. You see, this person here uses a pendulum a lot.
Hmm.
So there's always a tool, as well as your guidance, you will always have a tool.
Beautiful.
So I think with a practitioner, they need to get some kind of a tool.
Hmm.
If they're starting to question, the more they'll question their guidance, you know this yourself, the more they'll go wrong.
Yes.
And it's to do with losing your confidence instead of going with it's difficult what you do,
Hmm.
but always remember it's not the end of the world. There's always an answer to it, and they'll come back and have another session.
Hmm.
But you can ask what the light looks like.
Hmm.
Because the light that she had this evening was liquid and it was murky and it wasn't right.
Hmm.
And you can ask regarding the texture of the light, because normally the texture of the light is pure. And it's like this person here saw like a dust, but it was like gold dust as they walked through it.
Hmm.
So there was a specific light she saw every time, different, but there was a dust to it. Like a texture, she knew it was the right light. So maybe you could ask more with the clients you're asking, what does the light look like? What's the color? What's the texture? Because the texture will give it away.
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah. And
Yes.
maybe because you have got a template, maybe get a template now regarding the light of sending the soul to the light. Because the problem now is in this world we live in, we're nearly at the end,
Hmm.
but there's more bad souls popping up
Hmm.
and wanting to keep on coming back.
Hmm.
So you are tricked a bit more.
Hmm.
So I think that's what you need to maybe do is think of a template with the light
Hmm.
and ask as well who was there. Like you asked me who was there and you knew it wasn't right.
Yes.
Yes?
And I trust that if it doesn't feel right, it's not right.
Yeah, exactly. But once you start questioning the trust,
Hmm.
I personally think they need to get another tool with them that would help them,
Yes.
you know? Because like Laura, who's done this module and template, she has crystals, doesn't she,
Hmm.
to shine. You
Yes.
have your tuning forks, so that helps
Hmm.
to keep that resonate high. They need to get another tool for now because it just helps people more not to become insecure
Hmm.
because the higher self is guiding them. Everybody's guiding everybody and the archangel who work with them, the team. But then if they start questioning, they need something else to be with them as well to keep them in the higher vibration.
Yes. Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. That answers a lot of questions that have come up and I've been asked. Is there any other messages or anything else we need to gather?
And also they could do specific symbols,
Mm-hmm.
you know, as well as cutting the cord, they could check with a symbol.
Mm-hmm.
If they did a figure of 8, because that's infinity,
Yes.
they keep on doing the figure of 8 when they go to the light.
Mm-hmm.
They should be steered to the correct light.
Mm-hmm.
There's extra tools you can do.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Is there anything else that we need to know about this? In the scene we're seeing today? Anything else that this one needs to know?
She worries about money. She
Mm-hmm.
doesn't need to worry about money no more.
Mm-hmm.
That is gone. And the time of worrying about money will change. It will change for everybody.
Mm-hmm. And how will this happen? How will this change happen?
There's a change coming financially.
Mm-hmm.
And in time, you don't have to worry about money because there's going to be exchange of energy.
Mm-hmm.
It will take time to adjust, but it will come.
Yes.
And also, not everybody will have to work. You will get some kind of money, a monthly kind of income.
Mm-hmm.
A change will come. And people know there's a change coming.
Yes.
And people don't have to worry.
Mm-hmm.
Because money is energy.
Yes.
And in time, money won't exist.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And is there anything we can do to help this one to not worry about this?
It's just to trust.
Mm-hmm.
To trust. And in time, she won't work in television because they won't be needed. And she will have enough.
Mm-hmm.
And to trust, she knows there's a change coming. She gets too obsessed with checking what's going on Telegram, but she knows.
Mm-hmm.
But she's been good lately because there's no point.
Mm-hmm.
There is no point because everything will happen in the right time.
Yes.
And she knows you don't get to know everything. And everything gets hyped up for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a change coming, but it will happen in the right time. All in the right time. There is a plan. There is a divine plan. You know who the leaders are in this world, changing it, and it will come.
Yes.
They keep on saying it's happening, it's happening, it's happening. It is coming. But I don't know, you don't know, nobody knows when it'll come, but it will come.
Mm-hmm.
And it's coming soon.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody has to be patient.
Yes.
And there's no point getting involved in what you're shown because it's all been planned. And it'll all happen at the right time.
Yes.
And everybody needs to go within. And since she hasn't been looking that much on Telegram, she feels happier.
Mm-hmm.
She doesn't worry. She doesn't get stressed because there's nothing she can do about what's going to come.
Yes.
And at least she knows. She knows that something's going to come and there's a change. But a lot of people that she deals with has no idea.
Mm-hmm.
But at least she knows. And she will not worry when it will happen and how it will happen. Because she knows it's coming.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that this one needs to know?
She must listen now to the guidance she's been given with the phone, the laptop, and the iPad.
Mm-hmm.
She has 3 of them in her bedroom every night. They
Yes.
have to go.
Uh-huh.
Because the more you shine your light, the more they want you.
Mm-hmm.
But the Epsom salts and the magnesium bath salts has helped her enormously not to get pulled in with AI.
Mm-hmm. So it's best for her to keep all computers, all devices out of the room when she's sleeping at nighttime.
Yeah.
And what kind of protection can she use when she is using his devices? Because she does use them for her work.
She uses them for her work and her pleasure too much.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She knows.
Yes.
The gold armor,
Mm-hmm.
because it will reflect back.
Yes. And so she just needs to envision putting on gold armor every day,
Yeah,
every
yeah,
night.
yeah.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Is there anything else that she can use as far as protection to protect against this?
Always to put it on before she goes near them,
Mm-hmm.
outside the room if she can, because normally she remembers when she's in everything.
Yes.
And always to keep on doing the affirmation. She has been good doing the golden light affirmation, but to always keep on doing it before she starts on a computer or a phone and when she finishes.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that we can surround our devices with to help protect us even further?
White light,
Beautiful.
golden light. Ask your guides if there's any symbols. The 8 symbol would be a good symbol
Mm-hmm.
to put between you and the screen.
Mm-hmm. The infinity symbol.
Mm. That
Beautiful.
infinity symbol is so much stronger to what you realize.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
They've hijacked a lot of symbols, but the infinity one they never did.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And we can take the symbols back with our intention. Is this correct?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're working for your higher good.
Yes.
And people are the butterfly, the dragons, everything's coming back.
Mm.
Because everybody's seeing what happened,
Mm-hmm.
what they did. But everybody's empowering themselves and taking what they want back, not thinking the dragon is bad. If they
Mm-hmm.
want the dragon, they're attracted to the dragon, they take it.
Mm-hmm. Mm. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Is there anything else that we need to know today?
To remember, not everybody who says they're working for the light are.
Mm-hmm.
To remember that. So when you're listening to your podcast or whatever, always keep on protecting yourself and always put that infinity symbol between you.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. And we trust our feelings in the heart space when we're listening to these different people to know
Yes,
that
and
this
you
source is true.
yeah, and you get to knowing. You get to knowing, and 2 years ago you'd listen to somebody, you don't listen to them anymore. Not because they're bad, it's you evolve.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you gravitate towards other people and you need to learn a bit more about different things.
Yes. And so we're always changing, always evolving.
Mm.
Beautiful. Is there anything else that we need to know about this scene or about any events coming up? Anything that we need to know? Anything this one needs to hear?
There could be earthquakes, there could be stuff with the earth, but not to worry. Not
Mm-hmm.
to worry about anything because everything is happening for the higher good.
Mm-hmm.
And we all have a soul journey. We all have done a contract. And we all have to realize what we are here at this moment in time for.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that.
And there will be things coming from the sky, and not to worry. You will know if it's the correct or the not the correct thing in the sky.
Hmm.
Do not worry. You will know. You will have a knowing.
And what things are we referring to? Can we know what things?
UFOs.
I see.
You might see false ones. You
Hmm.
might see false ones.
Yes.
It's not definite, you might, but you have a knowing. You will have a knowing about it, if it's right or if it's wrong.
Hmm. Beautiful. Thank you. Could sit here and talk all day. Is there anything else that we need to know or should know?
To trust. To go within your heart now and to trust. Do not be afraid of anything that's to come. It will look bad, but it won't be. Do not be afraid and trust. Trust there is a God, there's a higher self, there's a divine plan.
Hmm.
Trust. There will be one, we are nearly at the end. There will be a horrible feeling, a apocalypse kind of feeling, like a dip, and then you'll get through it.
Hmm.
But trust, it's false. Trust that. Just have that inner knowing.
Hmm. That this apocalyptic feeling will be false?
Yes,
Yes.
it's coming. You have a feeling it's coming to that now. Okay.
Hmm.
That's why this one has had to come off Telegram, because
Yes.
it's getting beyond.
Hmm.
And at the end of the day, and there's a hype about it. There's a hype with the truthers about it. Fine, because people have been waiting a long time, and there's an excitement in the air.
Hmm.
But there will be a feeling, because it's going to be different. What's going to happen? It won't be unicorns and light to begin with. It will be hardness with military, all of this, and then you'll get through it. But
Hmm.
don't be scared with anything. Everything is for our higher good.
Hmm. And is there
And,
anything that,
and you will get through it.
yes. And is there anything that we should be looking for so we do not go into a state of fear? Is there anything that we should be expecting?
Well, the military will come
Hmm.
and people will be scared of that. There's no need to be scared of that.
Hmm.
You will get the correct information on what's been happening on the planet. That will come.
Yes.
But you need to stay indoors.
Hmm.
You need to listen to what you're told with the military and to stay indoors. Because even though you know what you know, there's far more to learn, and it still will be a shock.
Yes.
There was a time you weren't going to know what was the truth, but that has been changed. When it will occur, you will know, because you have the right to know what has been happening on this planet.
Hmm.
And just pray and just meditate, and whatever your belief is, go within.
Hmm.
But the power within you will become so strong, and you will be there to help people when the time is right.
Hmm. And what is the reason for the military? Why do we have what's the military there for?
Because some people are going to go absolutely not happy, especially about the vaccine
Hmm.
and how much they've been lied to.
Yes.
And the military are there to keep people safe.
Hmm.
Because it's very hard for the people that know what's been going on to keep people safe.
Hmm.
And there would be riots will happen, but with the military there, things will be far less.
Hmm.
Because it isn't fair on people who do know the truth of what's been going on, trying to reason with people
Hmm.
that haven't seen it. And also they won't understand with how they saw it and they didn't see it, they will not understand that. They will not understand about energy and about resonating on different energies. Also, the soul contracts, they won't be there with all of that. So that's why the military need to come to protect people and to be there for the change as well, because the earth has to change a lot. So the military will be there to help people change and to guide people.
And some of us, though, have trouble trusting the military because of all the lies that have been told. What should we do with that?
There has been two timelines, hasn't there? The New World Order and the divine timeline, and they've worked together. But the military are there for the divine plan. And you have to trust that.
Yes.
Because if the New World Order plan was still happening, a lot of people would not still be on the earth plane. The military would have come in much, much quicker and much, much harder. This is a far much more softer approach.
I see. Beautiful. And thank you for that. And that explains a lot for us. Is there anything else that we need to know?
No.
Beautiful. Can I ask you to scan this one's body and make sure that there is no AI or implants or black magic or negative energy cords that we can cut today that are not for her best and highest good?
She is clean.
Beautiful. Is there any help or healing required by her physical body at this time?
Only her knee, but that will come in time. But she has to do the work.
Yes. And she understands what she has to do with the quartz crystal?
Yes.
Beautiful. And is all her energy centers spinning and open and balanced as they should be?
Yes, they are.
Beautiful. Hey, is it appropriate to ask her questions now at this time? She's had heart pains now and again, and she wants to be sure that these chest pains are ascension symptoms and not something else.
Correct. Ascension symptoms. Not to worry.
And why is it that she's having these chest pains? Why is this part of the ascension symptoms?
So she's working with her heart.
Mm-hmm.
And she's starting to feel her surroundings.
Yes.
And sometimes when somebody has a pain in the heart, she will pick it up.
Yes.
And if somebody has a weakness in the heart, like the other day in the car, she picked it up.
And and her feeling this pain, she's picking up the feelings and the sensations that the other person having?
Yeah.
And what does she do with this? What can she do with this? How can she help the other person?
She needs to start questioning why she's having the heart pain. And if it's to help somebody else, she sends the light to that person in the heart.
Beautiful. And what color light should you use?
White.
Beautiful white light. Is there anything else she needs to know about the chest pains?
No. But always when she's done her bit with the heart, she cuts the cord.
Yes. I'll make sure she understands that. And just simply visualizing cutting that cord is sufficient?
Yeah. And always to ask, can she work with that person in the higher self? Because some people won't want it, and not to waste her energy on it.
Yes. Beautiful. I'll make sure she understands that. She'd like to know why she fears the darkness. Why did she fear the darkness since she was a child?
Because she's always felt spirit, but she can't see spirit. It's not one of her gifts. And she is a person that likes an answer to everything. She's a metal element.
Mm-hmm.
But where spirit is concerned, you can't get an answer to it. And that's the reason, because she feels, especially at nighttime, she feels far more.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that we can help her with this so she can get rid of this fear?
She needs to start sleeping with the light on in the landing.
Mm-hmm.
And the light just goes smaller and smaller until she becomes comfortable. She doesn't need the light. It's
Mm-hmm.
just a habit. She doesn't need it.
Yes. And these spirits that she feels, is there any way that she can help them? To help them, do they need crossed over? Why is she feeling these spirits?
It's spirits looking after her.
I see.
And
That makes
sometimes there might be a spirit that she felt spirit in her mother's care home. That spirit is there anyway in the care home.
Mm-hmm.
And she felt them very strongly the night her mum was going. And her mum was telling her she was going up.
Mm-hmm.
Because her mum never believed in there was another life. She tried to explain to her, but her mum couldn't speak. It came out like a frequency of radio frequency. It was bizarre,
Mm-hmm.
but she knew what she was saying. She was saying there is another life, and she was going.
Mm-hmm.
And she has an ice cold feeling when she feels spirits there. She feels them.
Mm-hmm. And she should not fear because these spirits are there for her protection and guidance.
Yeah. Yes. For her, because she's there for the higher good,
Mm-hmm.
they help her in the higher good.
Mm-hmm. And as long as she has that intention, that's what will be.
Yeah. And to keep on protecting herself. Always put herself in a bubble. But because her light is starting to shine very brightly and her fear is becoming less, she doesn't attract them anymore.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Thank you so much for that. What is her reason for not liking spiders?
In another life, she was eaten by a big spiders.
Mm.
They do exist. They do exist in the lower realm.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's a hard thing to believe in, but they do exist. And they were in Harry Potter because they was telling us they are there.
Yes. And since she is seeing this now and it was happened in another life and doesn't concern her in this life, can we release this today?
Yes, we can.
Beautiful. Is there anything she needs to do to help release this today?
She needs to cut the cord with the spiders.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and cut that cord between her and the spiders. This does not apply in this lifetime. Let's go ahead and cut that cord. Envision that flaming blue sword coming down and cutting that cord. That connection to the spiders, it no longer exists. It's no longer needed. We can release it. Let's burn that with that blue flame, that cord, healing it all the way back to this one. How does that look now, that cord?
Cord looks good.
Beautiful. Beautiful. And we can release that. We no longer need it.
Yes, it's been cut.
Beautiful. Is there a reason why she's been so triggered and feels so saddened by the matter of the jab?
She knows this one.
Mm-hmm.
She knows it. Her higher self has told her this. She has lived a life when she was used to be tested.
Mm-hmm.
And this life was a very cruel life for her.
Yes.
She isn't ready to go into that past life yet. And that triggered something in her that became a remembrance 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And because she knows the effect of it,
yes,
it still is ingrained in her very deep. And because she knows in this life people did have a choice, But some people didn't understand the true meaning of what was happening. That's why she's sad. And she knows it's affected their immune system. There are different jabs. There are different ones. There are harder ones. There is a placebo. There are not as hard ones. And it all depends on the soul contract that person did.
Yes. And is there anything, since this was happened in a past life, this feeling and the sadness that she has for this, can we release this today? Since she's seen where it come from?
No, because she's not quite ready for it, but she's understanding it. And she is understanding it.
Beautiful. And is there anything else? Is there anything that she should be doing to help assist?
Just to send everybody to the white light or give them white lights. And just to realize everybody did a soul contract, even her children. And she did try very hard with her children. But they have stopped after 2.
Yes.
But she is healing them a lot and doing an affirmation on them to get rid of everything. And it is working on her eldest child because she looks better. And to keep doing it.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. What are the energy dots that she sometimes sees in her energetic field?
It's a higher self connecting with her. And it's becoming stronger.
Yes.
Because she feels good when it's around. It's just saying hello.
And after this session today, will she have a better connection with the higher self?
Yes, but she has to trust. And forget the monkey mind. Because she is better than that now. And the monkey mind is going. It's going for everybody. Everybody's finding their true power. And manifesting what they want. Because we're in that manifestation mode.
Thank you so
much. And she must remember that anything we manifest now happens. We think of people, they come into our life through a phone call or we see them and we haven't seen them for years. And that is reminding you that there is the higher self that speaks to you. That is correct. And also the manifestation now is so thin. We have to remember that. That's why she has been told in a different way to get off Telegram, to stop getting involved in things she doesn't need to get involved in. It's not good for her. Beautiful. She knows what she needs to know, and she needs to focus more on becoming more the 5D version she wants to become.
Yes. And who are we speaking with today?
It's her higher self. She sees me now and again as a guide. And the guide looks like Lord of the Rings, like Ian McKellen. And he's been with her for a long, long time. She also has a dragon that protects her. And the dragon only comes when in an hour of need. He came when she separated from her partner. He gave her skin onto her skin. And if she needs that skin again, the dragon will give it to her. Beautiful. But she doesn't need the dragon at this moment in time because she's finding her own power. And my name is John.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for that. Is there any tips to help her move into 5D?
She needs to start reading books, and she has got one, the Alexander Quinn book. She needs to start reading that now.
Beautiful.
She needs to watch the Matrix film, only the first one, because that will explain to her now what life is really like, and to understand as well the quantum field of all the different. We have many different. We are in different realms, a mirror version of ourselves. And she will understand that more because she's a visual person, and she will understand that more now by seeing the Matrix. She wouldn't have understood it if she saw the Matrix many years ago, but she'll understand it now.
Thank you so much for that. Is there anything else?
Yes, we're going into the quantum field, and we're going more and more into it. And she has decided she doesn't understand it, but that's what she is. She is a quantum field, but she will understand it because she can understand it, but she needs to start understanding it because her 5D journey will become much easier once she understands it. It's just very simple. There's many, many versions of her, all living different times now in different realms. Because we've been lied to on so many different, on everything, it's hard to get our head around so many things. But she will get her head around this because it's more scientific, and science isn't her bag at all.
Thank you so much for that. We talked a bit about protections. What's the best protection that she can use for keeping entities, black magic, or AI off her physical body or energetic field?
Gold armor is the best for her at this present moment because she can reflect it back, or putting herself in a bubble of white light or golden light.
Beautiful. And we talked about the infinity symbol between us and our devices as well.
Yes.
Beautiful. Thank you for that.
And you could put your laptop in a bubble. It's in a different bubble. Your phone in a bubble. It's in a different bubble to you. And you only have to use it now and again, and then you cut it.
Beautiful. And that goes for our TVs as well. Any devices we can put protection.
Yeah.
The
you
white
just
light.
Put it in a bubble. Yeah. And then you merge for a little bit with it, and then you cut it.
Beautiful. Thank you for that. Now she has a question. Should she use different protections for different situations, or can she just use the same?
She can use the same. The gold armor is the best one for her at this present moment. And if she forgets that one because it takes a bit longer to put on, the bubble, because she does that very quickly. And when she goes outside, she can put an eggshell around the bubble as well.
Beautiful. Thank you. So we can visualize and use our intuition to design any protection we'd like around us.
And she knows as well, she does it sometimes when she doesn't like some kind of energy or she finds something a bit hard, she does very quickly with her hand the 8, because that diffuses anything for her.
Beautiful. Thank you. And does that apply to others as well? The use of the 8?
Yes, for everybody.
Beautiful. Thank you. She would appreciate if you could clarify if her home is in the galaxy.
She knows this as well. I told her this. She's from the galaxy. She's been obsessed with UFOs since she was young. She saw 2 UFOs when she was a teenager. She thought they were going to abduct her, but they were there to give her that sign that she realizes she's from the galaxy. Pure blood, because in that meeting, she must remember that people who go to these meditations or what have you are not from the white light. Some are dark just to see what's there, what's happening. And she did at the time see somebody there because you could see everybody. You couldn't see their face. It was a silhouette. And she did at the time think strange that she didn't like that energy. And that person was there from the dark, was trying to work out who is there from the light and what they're doing. So, and also, you know yourself what is right from you. Why is telling her where she's come from? And she has to learn. She's a very, very good healer. He's helped her with affirmations, but she needs to know herself where she's from, and she knows she's from the galaxy.
Hmm.
She knows this, and she has to find out what star family she's with,
Hmm.
and she will get there. But she has to learn with meditation she does in groups and what have you, not everybody's there from the light.
Hmm.
She's doing less and less of them because she is doing far more on her own. She's becoming more of a recluse, but
Hmm.
she's enjoying becoming more of a recluse. She was disappointed by Sir, but then he sometimes is guided not to give the right answers
Hmm.
because people are there from the dark as well.
Hmm.
And she's been told this by her higher self.
Hmm. And the best way for her to get the answer that she seeks is to be in meditation and trust.
Abs- Absolutely.
Beautiful.
Within yourself, within yourself.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
And trust that that source coming from herself is the true source.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beautiful. Is there anything else she needs to know to this? And we'll just leave this as a task that she needs to figure out on her own.
She's very good with Akashic records.
Hmm.
So she needs to start going back to her Akashic records.
Hmm.
And she does tarot. And one of her strengths in tarot is reading a soul contract, a soul reading.
Yes.
And that's what her strengths are, Akashic records and soul readings. So she needs to start focusing on that more because that will help people more in time.
Hmm. Beautiful. Is there any final messages for this one today? Any final messages?
To meditate more
Hmm.
and just to trust and always remember there's more to life. And she knows this now, and it will come. The 5D life she wants, it will come
Yes.
and beyond. Because some people will go beyond the 5D, and
Hmm.
she will go beyond the 5D.
Hmm. Is there anything else, or are we complete?
We are complete now.
Beautiful.